and welcome to NAFDAC and Your Health. Every week on the program, we provide you with insightful information about NAFDAC's activities aimed at protecting the health of Nigerians. I am your host, Tosin Adebayo. The use of skin-lightening cosmetic products is a prevailing trend in Nigeria and around the world. However, the hazardous effects of some of these products raise cause for concern.
There are a lot of dangers in using skin lightening creams or deliberate skin lightening. And that is what I'm throwing out to everybody that is listening that use skin lighteners, that you may be lighter, but you may be causing skin cancer or building up something that is going to lead to skin cancer in the future. What do you want? Lighter skin or cancer? Cancer causes death. So it is the side effects of skin lightening.
There are a number of dangerous chemical contents in skin lightening creams that are responsible for the destruction of the skin in the process of transforming it from dark to light colored. And one of the major culprits is hydroquinone.
Actually, the ones that NAFDAC regulates, those contain the minimum level that is allowed. For skin lightening, they are present at higher level. And once you start lightening your skin, essentially you are removing the layers, the dermal layers on the skin. And when it continues, you keep removing and it continues, you will expose the skin to dangerous environmental influences like UV light, that comes from the sun and whatnot. And at a point, your skin can no longer be protected with the upper layers that have been removed. That can cause cancer. And once the chemical that causes skin lightening has no barrier, it starts getting into the system. It starts getting into the body. It can cause skin cancer. It can cause kidney damage. It can cause liver damage. Because it is an ongoing thing. It's not something you use one day and you forget it. So there is no need to change the color of your skin. I believe it's a low self-esteem for somebody that is darker to want to become lighter. If you are dark-skinned, you can be dark and beautiful. If you are light-skinned, you can be light and beautiful. There is more to life than the externals. If somebody doesn't have good image of himself or herself, they may want to change the way they look. And because it's not just the skin lightening too, that is part of the problem of low self-esteem. It's also others. If somebody is a little plump, maybe the person wants to be thinner, and that is still a low self-esteem. If somebody is quieter, maybe the person wants to be fast-talking type of person, which is not your own way of life or the way you were made up of. So that self-esteem has to be worked on first. What is causing me not to feel good about the way I look? Because you can be very dark-skinned and be so bright, in which case your self-confidence will be up. If you are dark-skinned and you are not that bright, what is causing me not to be that bright? Is it my social circles? Am I spending so much time on Facebook? Or am I not just caught up for the particular thing that I'm failing at? So there are so many things that can lead to low self-esteem. It can also be peer pressure. Am I responding to the way my friends look at me or talk about me or talk about themselves that is now affecting me? So low self-esteem has to be looked at. We have to keep talking about this so that our young people especially would think twice before they start doing skin lightening.
NAFDAC, in ensuring that products like cosmetics that are available to Nigerians are safe for use, carry out several regulatory activities, including approval and registration of these products. However, It is important that consumers know that there are still unregistered products that find their way into the market today, thereby making them unsafe for use.
Many of the skin cosmetics that are used for the deliberate skin lightening are sold outside NAFDAC's regulation. For example, we went to a trade fair and our enforcement took 5 truckloads of unregistered products. So many of these products used for skin lightening are not registered by NAFDAC. And that is one of the reasons why people have to be very, very careful as to what they put on their skin. They are not registered products. We will not register products that will affect the skin, in a bad way that will cause damage to the skin, because the levels have already been specified as to the threshold. People should look out for NAFDAC number, and they should, if there is no NAFDAC number, first of all, let them stay away from it. And if it is too good to be true, the way they got it, because sometimes people fake our numbers. Sometimes they fake our numbers. But if it is too good to be true, the way they got it is not in registered pharmacies or registered supermarkets, then there's a problem.
Skin lightening is a global phenomenon, and Nigeria is reputed to have the highest number of skin lighteners around the world.
All over the world now is a booming industry. 77% of women in Nigeria bleach. But I must add, people in Nigeria, because it's not only the women that bleach these days, the men bleach also. So 77% of Nigerians bleach. Nigeria is considered the highest country where bleaching products sell the most and users use the most. I also read that India, which is surprising because they're already fair complexioned, also use a lot of bleaching agents. 61% of Indian women bleach. And South Africa, Chinese, the Filipinos trail the Nigerians. And so it has become, a world phenomenon, really. And for me, there are no health benefits.
Skin bleaching agents come in various forms, such as creams, tablets, injections, soaps, and so on. When used, they create reverse reactions on the skin, many of which often leaves the body exposed to health risks.
Basically, what are skin bleaching agents? The skin has a cell called melanocytes, and they produce melanin. So that pigment called melanin is what gives our skins the dark, color that you see on the skin. The amount of melanin on the body or that the melanocytes produce will determine how dark you are. And so it is genetically formed. If you lighten your skin, and for example, you get married, you have a child, the child is not going to come out fair, if that gene is not in your DNA. But when people use these bleaching agents, it reduces the amount of melanocytes that are formed. It decreases it, suppresses it, thereby giving your skin a lighter, or fairer complexion.
When a white person stays in the sun for too long, they want to tan. They want to put some tanning lotion on it to prevent cancer. But we that are so blessed that we are already protected, what we are doing is we are actually depleting that melanin by way of skin lightening. And when you now begin to deplete the thickness of the skin, because that's essentially what the skin lightening cream will do, would begin to diminish the thickness and convenience that the skin itself offers the human body. There are essentially 3 chemicals that have been known to be inserted in creams to aid in skin lightening. I think the most notorious of it is hydroquinone. People also, I'm talking about manufacturers now, they also put corticosteroids, and of course they also put mercury. And any of these that I've mentioned would easily cause medical problems.
There are a lot of health risk associated to the use of skin bleaching agents. For example, these products can cause, the steroids, can cause skin cancer over long use, because it thins the skin and then predisposes one to cancer. They also cause mercury poisoning. You can have liver and kidney malfunction from the use of these products. Skin discolorations, skin dermatitis. And funnily, these people use these things to lighten their skin. A side effect, it can also be counterproductive and give them darker black and blue patches of skin, which is so ugly, to look at.
Other health hazards that may come with the people who use skin lightening cream is infection to the skin, infection to the body. That is why when people suffer burns, maybe injury through water, acid, or hot water, acid, or fire, that is why they become very susceptible to infections, because a part of the layer, there are 3 layers in the skin, and the outermost is the epidermis, and when it gets inside and it bites into the dermis, that you're already actually getting into flesh, and you are getting into where infection, when bacteria actually get into, you are getting into those areas that could pose dangers when it comes to the issue of infection. So infection is a very serious issue that people who do lightening of skin may have to contend with.
We'll take a short break now. Stay with us. Welcome back. Prohibitions of toxic bleaching agents is one of the many ways that NAFDAC regulates cosmetic products in Nigeria in order to ensure that the health of consumers is protected.
Some of the products, that cause this bleaching are not really prohibited as such. But we have a safety regulation called the Cosmetics Products Prohibition of Bleaching Agents Regulations. And that's basically to discourage people from using the chemicals that are banned. For example, the products that will cause your skin to change rapidly in the manner which they use them are prohibited. Mercuric is prohibited in cosmetics, and that is what most of these products contain. Hydroquinone above 2% is not allowed, so if you use above 2%, you run foul of the law. Use of mercury is banned. Use of mercury in cosmetics products is banned. So if you use it, you run foul of the law. But products like corticosteroids, topical corticosteroids, topical retinoids, this vitamin C, funnily, is also a product they use, cysteamine. They are not under prohibition, but they are used for medical reasons. But the people who use them to bleach misuse them, for bleaching purposes. So the ones that are prohibited, we do a lot of post-marketing activities, post-marketing surveillance to be sure that what we have registered is what is in the marketplace. And when people run foul of the law, of course, they face our sanctions. What we're doing so far is to monitor, the sale of these products in the public space.
For us, we are still moving on with the issue of, clamping down on people who are doing some of these dangerous or involved in some of these dangerous activities. The clampdown is still on. We will not rest until we eliminate them. We will not rest because these people, they pose a grave danger to society. What is going on is horrible. People are bringing in chemicals. They tell you you can change your skin to white. That is wrong. And we are also against people who use the social media to sell some of these dangerous items they call cosmetics. We find a whole lot of them. People are selling it online for what is not registered by the agency. We frown at it. And we are going to prosecute and we are going to deal with people who are involved in this.
As we all know, that NAFDAC has zero tolerance to fake, adulterated, and unwholesome products. We are here in the cosmetic section of Abakaliki markets. We visit, the shops, check, the integrity of what they are selling. As you can see, there are some shops after thorough check and unregistered clone or fake product found. They are removed, evacuated, and necessary action will be taken concerning the suspect. Because cosmetic product, as we know, poses a lot of danger on people. People that don't know that these products are not good, they fake them. They can even put a fake NAFDAC registration number, but some of them may not even know. But the seller knows because they source them from different manufacturers. So that is the reason why we are here. And as many as we can clear our own, we are able to remove them. After we have sealed those shops, so we have invited them because we need to get to the source where those products are coming from. So they will bring the receipt of purchase or whatever they have used to get to those products. Then from there, we continue with the investigation.
Nigerians are advised to rather employ safer measures in caring for the skin and not use products that endanger health.
My advice would be to people who are using these things to stop using them. There is no health benefit to skin lightening. I am dark and I consider myself beautiful. And so I think, if you moisturize your skin very well, the skin will come out beautiful. It will tone very well. But I don't see what purpose, what I will benefit, risking my life just to look more beautiful. It's not worth it. So my advice would be for people to stop.
I recall those days, they used to sing a song. They would say it loud, I'm black and proud. If you are black, you should be happy. The color that God has given you. If you are light, that is good. You don't have to destroy your body. We know what this has turned to be, and we are appealing to everybody. Please, you don't have to patronize them. There's one on social media that we saw. We're investigating. People virtually, tearing off their skin because they want to get white. People are trying to look very attractive, and you can get attractive without killing yourself. You just have to do the right thing. You don't have to go and use those creams that they say within 2 weeks, within 1 month, you can turn white. No, we are not advocating for that.
NAFDAC enjoins consumers to properly examine product labels in order to make safe buying choices and protect their health.
We love a situation whereby our consumers are educated and intelligent. You must want to find out what percentage, because for some time now we've not been approving any hydroquinone containing cream that is beyond 2%. It's usually 2%. That's the maximum. If it's over 2% and it has a NAFDAC approval number, then that should raise a caution. If you find any that is containing mercury, that is containing any of the corticosteroids in an unusually high percentage, that should also ring a bell. And so the consumer has a role to play in making sure that what they are picking is not harmful to their health. And that is, as long as that happens, and the people who put these products in the market and people are not buying them, they will also be forced to withdraw and begin to do the right thing.
Many have taken to this nefarious activity because of the growing demand for skin lightening and body enhancements. Unfortunately, because of the intricacy of the procedures of administering breast and butt enlargement or enhancement, many have met their untimely death.
The issue of Botox and breast enlargement, which women that does it mainly, and it's still the same outfits. That is, these spa and beauty centers that use it. They are not trained. They are not medical practitioners. They don't have any knowledge about this thing. And we know that the only natural hormones that can enlarge breast and buttocks is estrogen and progesterone. These are the hormones, natural hormones that can enlarge this. And there's supposed to be a balance of this hormone in the human body. Now, if people, because the trend we have now is that if they use injections to inject this into people that are not trained, they don't have knowledge of this, they inject these hormones into human bodies, women body, to have this effect, enlargement of the breast and the buttocks. And the hormones I mentioned, that's the estrogen and progesterone, they are supposed to, as I said, there should be a balance. Above a certain limit, they have their own side effects. As a matter of fact, adverse effect on the human body. It has been proved. It has been proved that high concentration of these hormones, estrogen and progesterone, in the body causes breast cancer. It causes stroke and even death in women that use it. So it is not advisable for people to use it. But also there are some other products that they use, which are not even these hormones. There are chemicals that even they don't know the implication. And most times these chemicals they use, both the ones they apply on the skin and the one they inject, they don't really have any effect. It has not been proved that it's effective. But the danger in it is that the chemicals, if it enters the body, definitely they are not supposed to be in the human body. They will affect and damage body organs.
That's all we have time for on the program this week. Make it a date for another insightful edition next week, same time, same station. In the meantime, if you have comments, complaints, or you want to report activities of fake drugs or adulterated food product peddlers, our doors are always open. You can reach NAFDAC via toll-free numbers. For inquiries, call 0700 162 3322. For complaints, call 0800 162 3322. You may also email NAFDAC at nafdac.gov.ng. If you have complaints about any form of misconduct, you can reach the Reforms Unit via email, reforms@nafdac.gov.ng, or call the Reforms hotlines on 0909 763 0506 or 0909 763 0507. NAFDAC, customer-focused, agency-minded. Importing, producing, distributing and selling fake drugs and cosmetics, adulterated food, and so on are criminal activities that destroy lives. Join the fight against these heinous crimes by reporting any suspicious activity in your area to NAFDAC. Let's join hands to safeguard the health of our nation. See you next week. Stay safe.